So what do you call yourself? Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Hey.
Hey, what can I do for you this fine day?
This is your destiny. Hot, hot, hot. Right now.
Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Right now.
We gon' party like no one else. Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
She's connecting now.
You trying to stand me up? You don't feel like talking to me today? Just say that
I'm
there.
right here. It's 12:30. That's what.
I know, right? And thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule, because I know that you had to rearrange a couple of things for me. I apologize, but thank you, thank you, thank you.
We're here. We're here. It's nice to see you.
Absolutely. Now look, this is your first trip to the madhouse. Just promise that it will not be your last.
It will not be my last. I promise. If I continue to get more jobs and I continue to flourish in my career, you got me.
Absolutely. And you have so many great things that's going on. We'll start it off because Oprah Winfrey Network, they got it right just in time for the holidays. As anti-love as I want to be, I can't be because mistletoe and matrimony is here. And
Yes.
it's on the screen. Clearly, they got it together. And I need to hear a little bit about that. Tell me.
So Mistletoe and Matrimony is a story about a wedding planner, Olivia, who's at the top of her game, who's played by the amazing Ashley Sharp Chestnut.
Yeah.
She is put to the task of planning her little sister's wedding on Christmas Day. And you could only imagine how stressful that could be. So, you know, more stress is added into her life when her ex-boyfriend of 7 years, Isaiah, played by myself,
Oh, I should have known. I should have known. Hey,
shows
Isaac.
up at her doorstep trying to on the block. And so she's been put in a little tizzy trying to figure out how she's going to pull this off.
Yeah.
And so you kind of see where their relationship goes wrong, but who knows? In the film, you get to see where it goes right.
Exactly. Now, while you were trying your best to get this script and to bring it to life and to portray and leave a little bit of you and a whole dose of everything that we need, what was one of the most challenging pieces for you to make sure that that chemistry was what you needed it to be?
I think it was challenging in the sense that I really had to really become a different person. While there are so many parallels between Isaiah and myself, I think it's always a lot of work to be able to bring another part of you to life, or find another part of you and bring it to life. But
Yeah.
you know, in terms of the similarities between myself and Isaiah, I was able to really lean into the inspiration of my grandmother. You know, I started a nonprofit called Walk Good LA.
Yeah.
And you know, walk good is something that my grandmother would tell me because she was from Jamaica. And you know, in her passing, it really motivated me to really build Walk Good and in providing safe, equitable healing spaces for marginalized communities. And when I read the script, I saw that in the script, Isaiah is a photographer and is motivated to be a photographer after the passing of his grandmother. And so I was like, wow, like I felt like in many ways this script was made for me. And
Right.
and I think I'm really grateful to OWN for allowing me the opportunity to bring Isaiah to life.
Absolutely. And I know that you'll be responsible with that platform, not just of OWN, the network itself, but even as a legacy piece. You know, when you start talking about the Walk Good, and that meant something deeper than just saying, hey, you know what, this is an idea that I have, I might want to turn it into a nonprofit. That's attached to someone who meant the world to you, and you meant the world to them. And that's a nugget that they left with you and that you want to leave with the world. And also it's running through your veins, because this whole acting thing, you couldn't get away from that even if you wanted to. Your mom is one of the world's greatest. And you know, and whenever you go through that type of legacy building and building your own legacy throughout all of that, do you ever find any challenges in finding your voice, to be able to say that, you know what, this is mine, I'm going to stand on this, I'm making my own waves?
And not at all. I think my mom, who, for those of y'all that don't know, she is the Shirley Ralph. And I know a lot of friends who are sons and daughters of very famous actors and celebrities. They kind of shy away from, the legacy of their parents. But I'm quite the opposite. I mean, if
Yeah.
your mother or father had won an Emmy, you'd be shouting from the rooftops, "That's my mama, that's my mama." But I think for me, I've always been inspired by my mother.
Yeah.
My mother can never, bring me into audition rooms. She never introduced me to managers and agents. At the end of the day, I have to show up as Etienne Maurice, and I have to do the work. And my mom's
Yeah.
always pushed me to be my best self and to do the work. And don't put on a performance. You have to be the character that you show on screen. And I'm truly grateful to have the mother that I have, because if I didn't have her, who knows where I'd be. But I certainly
Oh,
wouldn't
that's
be
true.
here with you talking about my movie.
And we're all excited about it, and to see the growth, and even to see you, just growing into your own, and saying that being responsible with the platforms that you have. So many of us take it for granted, no matter if we're working in the barbershop, if we're working on the movie set, if we're in the radio station, we all have a platform, but it's only going to do what we tell it to do, right? And if you're not responsible with that platform, and you're not showing up and being the best version of yourself every single time, somebody's going to miss you. And you are important. And to hear that, just it resonates. And thank you for that.
Thank you. And shoot, beyond a platform, we have a voice, right? I think a lot of
Yeah.
us are afraid to use our voice. And I mean, Grant, you in radio, so you know how to use your voice. And so I think a lot of us, we have been shunned for using our voice. We've been told to stay quiet, or not share our deepest truths about ourselves. But it's my vulnerability that's brought me to this point right now. I think it's
Right.
my voice, it's my storytelling that has got me to where I am right now. And while inner thought need not always be outer thought, I think we have to be intentional about how we use our voice, how we use our platforms, because I truly believe that my way into the industry is completely different than anybody else's. I thought I was going to continue to audition. I thought I was going to get like a director, like a famous director, to see me in the street maybe and say, "Hey, you should come, read for a role." But it happened quite the opposite for me. I had to build a community. I had to really show the world what this community means to me, for the industry, for the entertainment industry to knock on my door and say, "Hey, I think we got a movie that you should be a part of that I think would be perfect for you." And I think it all comes down to being of service to one another. I was brought into this space because I was of service to my community. And I believe that anything is possible if you make it bigger than you. It has to be outside of you in order to really live the life that you want to live.
Yeah. And as an actor, you get to play so many different roles in the scripts, but the main role that you're leading in with that Walk Good LA, focusing on mental health and wellness, physical health and wellness. Oftentimes, women will show up at the beauty shop and we'll talk about all of our aches, our woes, our problems, and that's therapy for us. But for men, it's not as easy. And sometimes it's better, most times it's better when they hear from someone that is reflective, because representation, it truly matters. And no matter how much a woman loves you, if she says it to a man in his broken times, he's hearing it, but he's processing it differently because it's nurturing, but it may come across as nagging. It kind of just depends. Don't have to agree with me like that. I don't agree so much. Don't agree. No. But with your Walk Good LA, and you're focusing so much on the mental and the physical aspect of that, what are some of the tidbits that you would like to leave with listeners and viewers for this holiday season?
Don't forget to breathe. I got a question for you. What's the first thing that we have when we come into this world?
Yeah, well, now that you said that, it would have to be our breath. They wait on that first breath.
When you leave this world, what's the last thing we have?
Yes, breath. It's our breath.
We're on this earth. Why not learn how to use our breath? Our breath is the most vulnerable relationship we have to our body. And it's the one that we don't take advantage of enough. You know, I see you working and hustling day in and day out. And sometimes when you're frustrated and you're anxious and you're trying to make a last minute decision, it's hard to make those decisions. And we forget to breathe. We forget to take big inhales through our nose and big exhales out of our mouth. And we take for granted how that can be helpful in our daily life. We forget how stillness can be so helpful in our daily life. And I think the more we get used to quietness and less of the hustle and bustle of things, we are able to be more patient. We are able to be more patient with ourselves, and we can show more compassion to ourselves. And in turn, you'll be able to be more compassionate to others. So,
I absolutely love that. I love it. See, I'm glad I made you promise to come back beforehand. You know what I mean? Because we're looking forward to this, not just with the nonprofit that you have, but with the great work that you are doing and that you are going to continue to do. And as soon as we get you to Louisiana, you know, I'm your official tour guide. I got you covered with the beignets. I got you with some crawfish etouffee. You know, it's a family reunion. I got you.
I love it. I love it. I'm there. Come Essence Fest. I'm out there.
Oh, say less. I'm there and I'll see you.
Right.
You know, this holiday romance, mistletoe, and matrimony. We're looking forward to it premiering on Oprah Winfrey's network December 14th, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I'm going to tell them 7:45 so they can get the snacks and already be in front of the TV. Because December 14th at 8 o'clock, don't talk to me. I'm watching.
And then the day after, if you just so happen to miss it, you can stream it on Max. I know a lot of us like to Netflix and chill, but this weekend I need you to Max and chill and watch Mistletoe.
You know what? And you're right here on Max 94.1. So
come on, it works hand in hand.
Won't he do it? I know you have more work to do, so I'm gonna let you chase the sun or let the sun chase you. But either way, get after it. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.